Alright guys, welcome back. I promised before we are going to see XML, then I promised I'm going to create a video about XML. So I prepared this simple concept or simple notes tutorial that helped you to understand some really basic important keywords or key things about XML, so you will be good to move on with that page. Okay, it will be really worthwhile to understand what XML is, and XML is just a shorthand or short way of saying Extensible Markup Language. So it was designed for the aim of transmitting data. That's the main aim. I will put the link of this website in the description below, so just be patient and move on with me, and it'll be a really short video, really quick one. So that's it. It's often used to transmit data for it is used to separate data from presentation. And there is something called XML tree structure, and XML is like an HTML. It has a tree. It should have a root element. You can see, so the root element will be at the very top, and then inside that root element we're going to have childs of that element. Okay, as you can see, so you're going to pass in this website and see this document by your own. So every XML document starts with a root element, and this element cannot be more than one. It's just only one root element. So the really good examples here. So we start with this root element, and inside root element we're going to have child's element, and inside child element we're going to have subchilds. So that's what I was trying to say. So these are some rules when writing XML document. Keep in mind, every XML open tag must have closing tag, okay? And every XML tag or element can have attributes, more than one attributes. And XML tag or XML element is case sensitive, keep that in mind, and attribute must be quoted. Okay, so that's XML. And then we also have something called XML prologue. Let me open this one. If I'm connected to internet, I'm not really sure. All right, here it's opening. So we also have this XML prologue. XML prologue has two major functions. It defines function and defines the encoding. I mean, it defines the character encoding. It's not function, I'm sorry, it defines version. I'm sorry, I just misspelled it here. It defines version. Okay, it shows version, and I'm going to edit this one really quick. So it's defined version and defines the character encoding. Okay, so this picture right here shows you XML prologue. XML prologue is anything before the root element. I mean, something that is at the very top of XML document. Okay, it's always at the beginning of the XML document. That's it, nothing really fancy. So let's just move real quick into XML attributes here. So attributes are something that show more information or data about an element. So XML elements also have attributes like HTML. So the attribute contains data about the element, right? So this picture shows XML attribute. You have your element name here, and you put attribute 1, attribute 2, and what you need to keep in mind is that attribute values always must be quoted. They must be in a quote. Attribute names cannot contain multiple words. All right, if you want to put multiple words, you should separate those words by using either this symbol here. Okay, I'll just close this one. And now let's move to what? XML namespace. Okay, so XML namespace, here we are. Just the namespace. This is a really important one. But wait, what is XML namespace? So it's just a way of avoiding conflicts in names. You know, it's really easy to mess up with names because XML gives you capability of defining your own names. Okay, so this will be really bad idea if we don't have namespace. I mean, for example, you have this XML document showing the table in HTML, and you also have, oh, where did I put it? Oh, I'm sorry, I put it somewhere else. Anyway, you have this table here, and I forgot to put image here. I think I'm going to put it. So okay, I forgot to put image, so I'm so sorry. I'm going to put it very soon. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this table here, this XML tag here, is showing HTML table information. Now let's assume we have this table. This table is showing, this table is showing HTML table with some information, with more information about that table. So what namespace is to remove conflict between those names. For example, you can prefix the table with this H keyword here, and by this way we are referring, we are saying that this table belongs to this namespace H. Keep that in mind. So it's not easy to get conflict because this table belongs to this namespace and this table also belongs to this namespace. But what you need to keep in mind is that, so by prefixing H in XML, in the first XML, and F in the second XML document, we avoid any conflict that may occur between these two XML documents. But to use prefix in XML, namespace of the prefix must be defined. So you used H here, right? But you should define what that H is. And to define that, you use this one, XMLONS, and you put that H and you define where that H is. So that's it. And that is the namespace. The namespace of the prefix must be defined. And that's the same concept we have in Android. You can see we have this XMLNS and we define this namespace here. This Android we are using here, and we define it in this way. So we are really sure that this Android is a namespace. Okay, yeah, so that's it. I think you're getting my point. So thank you very much, and I'm going to do some kind of modification here. I forgot to put image here, so I think the time you're going to see this one will be okay. Thank you very much.